Hello everybody, welcome to Studios. My name is Magnus, and in this video, I am going to be talking about the new Marvel Superhero Spider-Man mini modulars. So basically last year, LEGO introduced these mini modular buildings that are focused on around Spider-Man buildings, or they're based on Spider-Man buildings. And what I thought we'd do in this video is basically take a look at them and see if they are actually really good sets. So let's get into this. So basically, in 2025, at the beginning of 2025, we got set number 76311, the Miles Morales vs. the Spot set, which is basically just a small little building that also contains a police car. However, in the summer of that same year, we actually got two follow-up sets, and those are set number 76317, Peter Parker's apartment, and set number 76324, Spider-Man vs. Oscorp. So basically, these two buildings were made to connect to this set that released in January. But now, this year in 2026, at the beginning of the year, we got set number 76342, Spider-Man vs. Mysterio, the Daily Bugle. So we got another building added into the collection. And now, in the summer of this year, we are getting set number 76350, Spider-Man vs. Hulk Epic Clash. But now basically, what these buildings are is they're a collection of buildings that you can basically put next to each other to basically make a street. They're basically like those queer sets that got produced during the mid-2010s. And I do actually kind of miss those. They haven't put out one since 2023, which is kind of sad. I really do hope they will return one day though, because they're very, very cool if you ask me. But now the thing about the queer buildings is, they didn't really allow you to attach them next to each other. Basically, you just had to put them next to each other, and you basically had a street. Though they were not actually connected, they were just loops. However, these buildings actually have pin connections, so that way you can connect them together to make a large street. They're actually kind of reminiscent of the buildings from Monkey Kid, where basically Monkey Kid had some buildings that were similar to these sets that actually could connect, which is actually kind of cool. Now, another cool thing about these buildings is there are actually a lot of attachment points, so that way you can create some cool battle scenes. For example, you can have Spider-Man swing across the buildings, which is cool, or you can have like a minifigure jumping or falling off a building, which I do think is very cool. But now what I want to do is I want to look at the actual buildings themselves and see if they're actually very good. So let's start off with the Miles Morales vs. the Spot set. And now here's the thing. The building itself is kind of small, but I do actually like the exterior design. And well, the actual interior isn't really that great, but I do still think the exterior looks great. Now as for Peter Parker's apartment, I do actually kind of like the design of it, and I also do love the interior. It looks very good. Then there is Spider-Man vs. Oscorp, which is the biggest set so far from this series. And it is a very big set. You also get a couple of fire buildings, but there isn't really that much going on the inside, which is not really that good. Anyways, as for the Daily Bugle set, I do actually think that the design of the Daily Bugle is very cool, and I do love the fire escape on the side. That's a nice little detail. And there is a couple of interior space, but not a lot. I actually do like the mic that Rhino has. That actually looks very, very cool. And now the latest set, Spider-Man vs. Hulk Epic Clash. The building included in this set is honestly not really that great, honestly. I don't really know if it really looks that appealing, honestly. And apparently has a feature where you can basically blow it up, I guess. But I don't really know if it actually looks that great, to be honest. But now another thing that's worth mentioning is that these sets are very, very expensive. I mean, if you just look at the prices, they are very, very high. So if you do want to get any of these sets, I would recommend that you wait for a discount, because I don't really think it's worth it to buy all of these sets at full price. Not recommended by me, but Will I be buying any of these sets? Well, that is a very good question. You see, I don't really know if I want to get the Miles Morales vs. the Spot set or a Peter Parker's apartment, but I definitely do want to get Spider-Man vs. Oscorp. That building just looks very cool. And now I am also planning on getting Spider-Man vs. Mysterio the Daily Bugle, but I'm not entirely sure if I want to get the Spider-Man vs. Hulk Epic Clash set because, like I said, it isn't really that great, honestly. So really I just want the two larger sets, but I definitely will not buy them at full price. I barely buy Lego sets at full price, so hopefully I will get these two sets and maybe I'll put them in a seed. That would probably be kind of interesting, but maybe I'll get star sets. I'm not entirely sure about that. But now here's a very important question, which is, what will the next Spider-Man mini modular be? Well, that's a very good question. I actually don't really know what they can do for another mini modular. So maybe they can make some other buildings outside of Spider-Man, like maybe they can make a mini modular for the Avengers Tower or the Sanctum Sanctorum. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but it would definitely be cool to get more of these Spider-Man mini modular sets, or really just Marvel Superheroes mini modulars, if we're being precise here, because these buildings are honestly very, very cool, and I do hope that we will see more of these buildings in the future. But anyways, that's it for this video. I just wanted to make a video talking about these new Spider-Man or Marvel Superheroes mini modulars, because honestly, very nice collection of buildings. And like I said, I do hope that we will get more in the future. That is, if these sets actually sell well due to the prices, of course. But anyways, that's it for this video. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, and make sure to subscribe to this YouTube, and hit that bell notification button so that you can know if I upload a new video. So that's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.